And moving on to the first one, which is the introduction. Information governance is vital for ensuring transparency, compliance, and efficiency in public administration. Many agencies still use outdated systems, leading to risk and inefficiencies. Emerging digital tools like AI, cloud, and blockchain can improve IG, but only with strong governance in place. Challenges such as limited funding, lack of expertise, and siloed data remains barriers. This study will explore how public institutions can overcome these barriers and enhance their IG practices through strategic, ethical, and technological driven approaches. Moving on to the next one. Next is research objective and research question. So, for research objective, the first one is to examine how records and information governance systems are structured and how effective they are in public administration. The second one is to identify key challenges and limitations in implementing IG frameworks in public institutions. And the last one, to explore strategies, policies, and technologies to enhance IG management, accountability, and compliance in the public sector. The next one is research question. How are records and information governance systems currently structured and implemented in public administration? What challenges do public sector institutions face in maintaining effective and compliant IG system? And the last one is what strategies, policies, and digital tools can support the improvement of IG practices in public administration. Next is the problem statement. Public sector institutions manage large volumes of sensitive data crucial for accountability and decision making. However, growing digital complexity, changes, regulations, and rapid data expansions have made effective information governance difficult. Weak IG system can lead to data fragmentation, inefficiencies, non-compliance, and reduced public trust. Some agencies still face outdated infrastructure, low IG awareness, and poor coordination. The lack of clear policies and difficulty integrating new technologies like AI and blockchain further weakens IG efforts. This study aimed to assess current IG system, identifying challenges and explore solutions for responsible and transparent governance.
Let me now explain the research methodology used in this study. We adopted a document analysis approach. This involves systematically reviewing existing documents and literature to evaluate key aspects such as the impacts of policies, both intended and unintended, challenge in implementation, the effectiveness of information governance frameworks, and ensuring cross-sector triangulation to increase the credibility of our findings. The documents were carefully chosen based on their relevance to digital transformations, compliance, record management, public accountability, and IG strategies. So next, now we're moving on to the limitations of the research. First, it's important to note that the study is based entirely on secondary sources. There were no interviews or surveys conducted. This also means that we lack real-time insights from IT professionals or policy makers. And additionally, case studies reviewed may only represent specific regions or isolated scenarios, limiting the generalizability. And another challenge is that it's difficult to predict or measure outcomes using documents alone. Some emerging trends or the impact of new technologies might be overlooked as well. Despite these limitations, the study still provides a solid foundation for future research, especially if combined with real-world data or public sources in the next phase.
Now for the part for literature review. Let's begin with a basic understanding of RIG. RIG is not just about managing records. It's a broader framework that helps organizations make informed decisions and ensure accountability. It covers every stages of information management, starting from creating, storing, using archiving to deleting data. RIG also involves establishing clear roles, assigning roles, and setting up processes to ensure that organizations comply with goals, legal requirements, and best practices. Now, let's look into the role of RIG in public administration. RIG supports the setup of record management system and oversees the critical information audits. It also responsible for creating policies and procedures that are related to the information management as well as training staff on their records responsibilities. Additionally, RIT also helps in implementing new information communication technologies and applies standard in record keeping to improve efficiency and compliance. Finally, let's touch on the legal and regulatory framework that shape RIG. Although the legal frameworks are essential, they sometimes slow down the implementation of new systems. The law can be complex and difficult to understand, and unfortunately, many public organizations fail to comply with this regulation. This is often due to the lack of staff training and poor enforcement practice. In many cases, public sector systems are highly complex because they were built over long periods, so they often using outdated technologies. Running and managing this system, especially in the areas like e-health or essential for the public services, become difficult because the processes are too complicated and fragmented. Not only are these systems slow and difficult to use, but the problems are often caused by a combination of technology limitation, complicated rules, and political factors. For example, decisions about system changes may get caught up in political debates, delaying much needed upgrades. In addition, many government plans fail to meet the actual need of the user. This is because these plans are often made without fully understanding what's happening on the ground, and perhaps people tend to resist change, whether due to the fear, lack of trust in new system, or simply a reluctance to change from familiar processes. Moving on to the institutional and structural challenges, we see that bureaucracy and weak leadership are often two biggest hurdles. Government organizations are typically larger and divided into many departments in which it owns a way of doing things. This makes it very hard to manage system constantly across the entire government. Change is slow because of strict rules and cautious approach to risk. The government also often follow a rigid structure that doesn't adapt quickly to new technologies. Also, there's a lack of coordination between departments. They often use different information systems and methods, so it leads to duplication of works and errors. Collaboration suffer, teamwork is poor, and repeated mistakes always happen because no one is working together effectively. Hence, without clear direction and guidance, individual departments are left to make their own choice, which may not align with the overall goals of the government. Lastly, let's discuss about the technological and cultural barriers. E-government systems face challenges not only from outdated technologies, but also from resistance among staff. Many employees are hesitant to embrace new systems because they are concerned about data security, privacy, and the risks associated with changing established processes. Technological barriers such as outdated infrastructure and lack of technical support slow down the implementation even further. Cultural barriers are equally importantly. In some government environment, there is a mindset that favors traditional over innovation, making it difficult to push new ideas forward. All these factors combine resistance to change, outdated system, and rigid workplace culture has prevented government from improving their information system efficiency.
The next one is for the case example. So first, let's take a look at military sector in Malaysia. In this high security environment, data confidentiality and operational continuity are critical. The Ministry of Defence has made progress by introducing secure digital repositories, encryption and access control system to protect sensitive information. However, a study found that the implementation of electronic record system, also known as ERIM, often relies on individual instinct rather than the standardized practice. This highlights a gap in training and knowledge of IG principles, especially at the strategic level. This study also pointed out a lack of leadership support and an unclear governance structure, which weakens coordination and progress. Even when digital tools exist, such as messaging system, they are not fully aligned with records management standards. In summary, Malaysian military sectors show that technology alone is not enough. IG success depends on clear policies, strategic planning, training, and leadership. for the next case example, we will approach to the open government data from England, particularly in the National Health Service of NHS. The UK has made strong efforts to promote transparency and civic participation through its national open data portals. However, a case study found that while the NHS Trust had a good record management structure, it only published the minimum required data under the Freedom of Information Act. And why is that? The main issues were resource constraint, unclear regulations, and metadata management problem. They are working on an electronic document and record management system, EDRMS, to improve data release processes. But the progress is slow, largely due to limited support from senior leadership and the challenge of balancing transparency with patient confidentiality. So even in a country with strong policy support, real progress depends on the internal readiness, clarity, and leadership alignment. Now, our final case study is from Ghana, focusing on local government institutions. These bodies are essential for grassroots public services, but they face severe challenges due to poor infrastructure, outdated system, and lack of trained staff. As described by one of the case study, many records were stored unbound and scattered in storerooms, sometimes even under staircases, a clear sign of weak practices. The Public Record and Archive Administration has made reforms, including creating retention schedules and establishing a national record center. Still, problem persists. There's low compliances, inconsistent enforcement, and limited oversight due to weak administration system. Improving IG in Ghana requires investment in digital tools, local training, and strong leadership. One of the proposed solutions is to create district-level IG champions, which mean local leaders who can guide possible data practices.
Now, let's move on to the findings and discussion sections of the study. We have broken this part into three key areas, which is for the number one is the structure and implementation of information governance systems, the challenges in maintaining them, and lastly is the strategies and tools for improvements. For the first one is structure and implementation of these systems. Firstly, we found that information governance or IG generally follows national rules and standards. In many countries, it's managed by central bodies like the National Archives. Most use frameworks like ISO for record keeping. Some institutions also adopt modern digital systems such as cloud storage or features like auto-delete. However, several issues remain, which is many systems are still weak or outdated. There's a lack of clear rules and teamwork is often poor. Public perception is that IG is too technical and not important, which affect the engagement. And in Malaysia, for example, the National Archives gives clear guidelines, but the implementation still relies heavily on teamwork, training, and auditing. And we move on to the second point, which is challenges in maintaining effective IG systems. There are quite a few challenges when it comes to keeping IG system effective. For the first one is data is scattered across different platforms, which is there's often no unified system. The second one is rules and policies change often, which is making them difficult to follow. Next is many staff don't even understand agile policies and training is limited. And next is all systems make it hard to integrate new technologies. So it's difficult for many organizations to switch to digital systems. Other than that, laws are also confusing and departments often don't collaborate well. In some areas, poor infrastructure is still a major issue. And finally, which system can lead to a loss of public trust. And for the third point, is strategies and tools for improving IG practice. To address the challenges, set clear IG policies and strong rules. Next is following global standards like ISO can provide a good framework. It's important to set specific rules for how data is used and stored. Moreover, regular training for staff is essential to build awareness and compliance. When it comes to tools, using smart technologies can make a really big difference. For example, cloud storage offers flexible and secure access. Dashboard and automated system also can help track data in real time. One good example is the Malaysia's MGDDX platform, which help government agencies share data safely and efficiently. So, in summary, effective IG requires not just the right tools, but also the right strategies, standards, and also human support.
Now we'll be talking about the strategies for effective RIG system. To implement records and information governance system successfully in public administration, a comprehensive and well-coordinated strategy is required. This involves strong and enforceable policies, appropriate and up-to-date technologies, leadership commitment and support, continuous staff training, and open, transparent communication across all departments and levels of the organization. Next, we will be talking about the policy and planning approaches. First is clear policy framework. A well-defined policy framework is essential to guide records and information governance practices. Policies must clearly outline roles and responsibilities, procedures for data handling, retention schedule, access control, and compliance requirement. Clarity ensures consistency in implementation and accountability across department and personnel. Next is aligned with standards and law. RIG policies should be developed in alignment with international standards such as ISO 15489 management and must fully comply with relevant national laws, privacy acts, and regulatory frameworks. And the third one is flexibility strategy planning, which is strategy planning for RIG must be adaptable to rapid technological advancement and evolving work environment. And then the last one is collaborative development. The development and implementation of RIG system should be a collaborative effort in involving key stakeholders such as IT professionals, legal advisors, record managers, and also archivists. Regular audits, user feedback, and cross-departmental engagement are crucial for identifying gaps, ensuring relevance, and driving continuous improvement in governance practices. Next is training and capacity building. And the first one is address skill gaps. Identify and address low digital literacy and unclear information governance responsibilities among staff through targeted development efforts. The second one is role-based training, which is provide hands-on technical skills for staff while managers receive training focuses on strategy, compliance, and governance responsibilities. The third one is promote ethical practices, foster and strong culture of accountabilities, data protection, and ethical information use through regular awareness and value-based program. And then the fourth one is ongoing support and evaluation. Enhanced training with certificates, leadership involvement, progress tracking, and regular evaluation to ensure continuous improvement. And next is technology adoption and integration. And the first one is use modern tools. Adopt automations, cloud storage, and AI to streamline record handling, reduce manual errors, and boost overall efficiency. And the second one is align tech with policy. Ensure all technologies support IG policies, promote integration, and prevent the creation of isolated or unmanaged data silos. And the third one is prepare users to provide proper training and change management to help staff adapt to new tools and maintain consistent digital practices. And the last one is secure and compliance system. By implement encryption, access control, and audit trail to safeguard data, ensure compliance, and maintain public trust. Now we will talk about the conclusion. Summary of key findings. Public agencies are increasingly transitioning to digital systems to improve efficiency and service delivery. However, many face challenges such as weak technological infrastructure, limited staff skills, and growing data security risks. To overcome these issues, strong records and information governance systems are essential. This system must be supported by committed leadership, cross-departmental collaboration, and a clear governance framework to ensure services remain effective, secure, and transparent to the public. Next is implication for public sector governance. Governance RIG policy and elevate it as a top leadership priority. This ensures consistency, accountability, and strategic direction across all agencies. Continuous training programs are essential to enhance digital capabilities and promote ethical information handling among staff. At the same time, agencies should foster a culture of innovation by supporting research and development in information management. Encouraging inter-agency collaboration is also key to improving system integration, reducing duplication, and boosting overall efficiency in public service delivery. And the next one is recommendation for future practice. Weak record and information governance RIG system can result in poor data management, fragmented operation, reduced service quality, and ultimately a loss of public trust. Without proper governance, information may become inaccurate, inaccessible, or insecure. To ensure effective digital governance, public agencies must establish consistent and enforceable policies, implement strong oversight mechanisms, and cultivate a culture of accountability. Promoting ethical information handling practice and responsible data use is also essential to maintain transparency, protect privacy, and build a term public confidence. And that's all from our team. Thank you very much for listening.